Good evening, everybody. Thanks for coming down. You look great. Now please get your laughing gear ready, clap those hands, and welcome Daniel Connell.
Thanks. Good on you, Newcastle. Welcome, everybody. Thanks for coming out. Sunday night. Good on you for coming out on a Sunday. Appreciate it. You've all had a nice day, nice weekend? Yeah. Good on you. Thanks for coming. Much appreciated. There you are in the car there down the front. No, good on you. What have you done? Broke your hand. How'd you do that? This is going to be good, I think. This is your bird wrangler. Trying to get a trapped bird. Yeah. Happened at work. All right, so a bit of compo there. Beautiful. What sort of bird was it? Carawong. I don't know. No worries. Sounds like Carawong 1, you 0 by the looks of it. No, good to see you all. Hope you had a nice Sunday. I had a nice day. Got up to Newcastle. I hit the bookstores today. Anybody else hit the bookshops today in Newcastle? No. All right, no worries. I went to about 4 or 5 bookstores today. I love the bookshops, walking around, find it very relaxing hitting the bookstores. I didn't buy any books. Never have. I don't read. Never have in Newcastle. What I like to do, and you should try this sometimes, I like to change the cover sleeves. On various novels and autobiographies. When I'm at the bookstore, I did about 100 today. I feel great. I feel fantastic. Feel great, Newcastle, because I know in a couple of months' time some dad's going to get his book, isn't he, for his birthday. His Michael Jordan autobiography. Yeah, he's been waiting for this. Half hour in, he's going to be like, fuck. And his wife's going to be like, Dad, what's going on? He's like, oh, Michael Jordan, I never knew. He was born in Germany in 1929. He was born a female as well, that's weird. He died when he was 15. Fuck me. What an athlete. Then I like to imagine the other book in that tale, some of you worked it out, I think. The other sleeve that's been changed there is, of course, the Diary of Anne Frank. It's made its way to the other side of town. A teenager's got that in front of his class. He's got to talk about the Diary of Anne Frank, everything he knows. His teacher's like, all right, mate, tell us what you know about the Diary of Anne Frank. He's like, she won 6 championships. She's 6'5". What an athlete. It's good to be here, Newcastle Comedy Club. I love this venue. It's nice to be in a nice indoor venue. A few weeks ago, I'll tell you why, I did a gig on the roof of a houseboat in Port Phillip Bay in Melbourne on a houseboat. So things are going okay, I guess. I don't know. It's hard to gauge. This bloke booked me to do a half an hour set to him and about 30 mates for his birthday party. Touch and go boat gigs, I'll have you know. So, because if you don't do well, you're then stuck on a boat with a bunch of people that hate your guts. But thankfully for me, the boat was only about 100 metres from shore. After I died in the arse, I just doggy paddled to freedom, but jumped off and got out of there. But the reason I bring it up, Newcastle, I haven't been on a boat for ages. I don't know if any of you get on boats regularly. Give us a cheer. You get out on the boats? No, thanks, mate. Appreciate it. No. It's good to have the mayor in, speaking for everybody. No. I hadn't been on a boat for ages. You check it out next time you're out there, which I guess will be never because you don't get out there. But I forgot how much people are waving out there. Do you know about this? People are having the time of their life on the water. Every boat we went past, big boat, little boat, tinny, ship, you name it, everybody's doing the big boat wave. Having the time of their life. Just giving it the big boat, woo, just having so much fun. I was getting into it. It was such a good vibe. I was like waving at other boats. And you can say whatever you want too because they're so far away. You just be like, hope you capsize, fuckheads. They're like, woo, waving back at you. I thought about it afterwards. I was like, that's a shame that's not coming onto land, is it? It's the same that's only out in the water, isn't it? It's unfortunate. We don't see, like you'd never see that in Newcastle traffic, would you? Like a nice boat wave out the window. It's normally that coming out the window of a car in peak hour. It'd be nice, wouldn't it? I thought it'd be nice to bring that joy onto land. So I thought I'll take it upon myself to bring the boat wave onto land. And I was out one night, it was early on a Saturday, and I was walking on foot. That was my mode of transport. And I looked across the road, there was a couple clearly dressed up, ready for a night out. So here's my target audience. I'll get them going here. And I sort of lined up across the road, and I just went for it. I was like that. And they were a bit sus at first. The guy was a bit aggressive. He's like, "What, mate?" And I was like, "Oh, I'm just seeing if I can get the boat wave to translate onto land." And then his partner stood forward. She's like, "Are you okay, buddy? Do you have somewhere to be?" Well, they think I'm off with the fairies here. They gave me some cash and put a towel around me, which was handy because I had just swum 100 metres. I did some research though, Newcastle. This is an old maritime rule. I don't know if you know this, but that you had to do that by law back in the day. If you were in a ship, boat, before satellites, radios in boats, that was the law. You had to wave to see if the other boats were okay when you went past them. Now that I know that, I think we can translate this onto land. I think we can make it happen. I think we can give that to people like in nightclubs, Friday, Saturday night. You could use the boat wave across a packed dance floor, couldn't you? Say it's a group of girls out for like a hen's party or something. You can see your friend, you can't get to her, she's too far away, but some knucklehead's trying to chat her up. You can give her a big, "Are you okay?" wave. And she could be like, "Yes, I'm okay." And if she's not okay, she could just crack a flare. Could you just crack a flare? Get the flare going. Yeah, you can totally see that, couldn't you? Friday, Saturday night, just flares going off left, right and centre. Those orange ones, yeah. She's standing there having a dance. He comes up, he's like, "How you going, Dale?" She's like, "Oh, good." He's like, "Yeah, I've got 3 properties." She's like, "Oh, okay." He's like, "Yeah, I work in local politics." She's like... A bit of a pest though, this guy. He won't go away because of the flare. He's attracted to the glow of it though, like the T-Rex on Jurassic World. He just sort of follows it. So she just thinks, well, I'll just run him through the nightclub. She does... He's like the T-Rex chasing after her. Then she sort of lobs it off the 4th floor balcony of the nightclub and he jumps off after it. As he's falling, he's like, "Follow me on LinkedIn." Could happen. Right. How's your day been? Good day? Yeah? What's your name? Lauren. Good on you, Lauren. Thanks for coming out. What did you get up to Newcastle Sunday?
We tried to catch
Tried
whales.
to catch whales. Wait a minute. Catch a photo with them or catch a whale? Photo, I was going to say. Is that allowed up here, catching whales? Yeah, right. So just going past the Merriweather down there, down the beach?
No, I went to Nelson Bay.
Nelson Bay. Okay, did you see a few whales down there? Not one. Okay. Sounds like it went great then. That's good. They're everywhere up here at the moment. Or they already headed home, have they? Headed home. So you didn't get that memo? No. So what were you looking at just for an hour? Just looking at the ocean for an hour? Dolphins. Okay. How many dolphins did you see? Yeah? You saw a few. She saw one. Okay, no worries. You weren't looking at the same thing at the same time. You were trying to film and hold on. Hold on to what? Were you on a boat? Very interesting. That's all come out in the wash, hasn't it? Well, the mayor said no, but you fair income. Unbelievable. Is anybody waving out there? Did you wave at anyone? Yeah, you were doing it. Yeah, absolutely. So you were out there and you were actually on a tour, like a tour boat looking for... Yeah, right. Okay, that would have been good from the start if you had to mention that. I thought you were just on the beach. I'm like, what are you holding on to? Like, I thought you were pissed or something. But anyway, oh, good stuff. Were you on there with other people? Any strangers on there? Lots of strangers. Okay, cool. Nice one. What do you do for work in Newcastle?
We're from Queensland.
Queensland, are you? Work for the government. Oh, catching birds. Yeah. Is that a government job, catching birds? Oh, okay. I don't know what you said, but it's going to get cut out of the special, that's for sure. What do you do day to day as a job? Here's your question. Stop looking at her, you just answer the question. Lauren? Don't you?
I help people manage their money when they lose their capacity.
Help people manage their money when they lose their capacity to. That's a nice job. I can't put any shit on you about that. That's a good, honest work, isn't it? She works with dead people. Okay. No worries. So it wasn't a currawong after all with the... Yeah, someone sat up, did they, and gave you a shot. Oh, that's good. Good on you. So you got many staff in there where you're working? I'm fascinated you keep looking at her. You don't work at the same place as her, Lauren? Work in the same building, okay.
For the same company.
Same company.
It's just that she does that.
Okay, it sounds like is it a funeral home? No.
She's in deceased estates.
Deceased estates, I gathered that. Yeah. All right, any good goss going on at work? Any staff rooting anyone they shouldn't be? Or... Not this year, all right. It's probably for the best. No one's rooting anyone they shouldn't be. You're working with dead people, but probably for the best. No, thanks for coming. Anyway, good chat, good stuff. I got some good goss for you, Newcastle. I'll move on. I'll leave you alone. You can have your drink now. This is big goss in my local Coles supermarket where I live in Melbourne. How's this? There's been some no good teenagers, shithead teens, putting unwanted items into people's trolleys and baskets when they're not looking down on my local. Yep. So, for example, people get up to the checkouts and finding things like adult diapers in their trolleys. Little shits. I was in there talking to the manager. I was like, they're not going to get me, these shitheads. But I stand before you tonight, Newcastle, embarrassed to say they got me. I got up the checkout the other day in my trolley, baby oil and a cucumber. Shit. It's embarrassing. I was like, far out. I got to the checkout. I was embarrassed. The lady serving me was embarrassed. I was like, I don't know how they did it. I didn't see them put it in there. They were the only two items in my trolley at the time. She's red in the face, I was red in the face. She's like, do you want to take this back? I can put it back on the shelves for you. I was like, oh, no, we're here now. So that's what I've been up to. I haven't had much to do with teenagers lately, Newcastle. I don't know if you have much to do with the teens. I haven't had much to do with them, apart from those ones at the supermarket and the ones that try and fight at the skate park. That's about it. I don't even skate. I just bash teenagers, but... It's good. When the bookstores are closed, it's very relaxing. What I can gather from today, like speaking to friends who have teenagers or teenagers in their life, I feel like teenagers have their finger on the pulse with world issues. I feel like the future's, we're in good hands. But then I'm served by a teenager in a retail setting and all those good thoughts go out the window. I hate teenagers again. That's where I'm at the moment. I got some shoes recently from Foot Locker, where I live down in Melbourne. Foot Locker got some shoes, wanted some joggers, and a kid called Cody served me. He was about 16. And I hated Cody so much. I hate it. You know those teens you meet that make you want to stop recycling? You know those ones? Yeah, he was one of those. I was like, nah, fuck your future, Cody. I'm going to put the tins in the red lid tonight, mate. You can sort that out. Deal with that in 30 years, you prick. You'll hate him too by the end of this tale. So I'm the customer. I walk in. He just comes up to me and just stops. I see his little name tag, Cody. And he doesn't say a word. I go, oh, g'day, mate. I just want to get a pair of Kayano joggers. They are, size 13, please. And he goes, huh? I said, I'll go again, mate. I just want to get a pair of joggers, black, size 13 Kayanos. And he goes, I thought, have I walked into Dumb Fucks R Us here by accident? I didn't realise there was a Dumb Fucks in this mall, but here we are. And then he just walks away from me. He goes over the computer, starts tapping away, single fingers on the computer. I was like, what's he up to? Checking his email, this prick. And then he disappears out the curtain, gone. And I was like, well, the transaction's over. And then I'm waiting there for like a minute. I don't think he's coming back. I'll just go. So I go to walk out. He comes bursting back through the curtain with a box of shoes in his hand. I thought, all right, Cody, we got off on the wrong Foot Locker here, mate, but it appears you've redeemed yourself. He hands me the box and goes, there you go, Kayano's black, size 11. I said, I actually said 13, mate. And he goes, no, you didn't. So you fucking gaslighting me, Cody? Because this is not the time, mate. Then he said something that'll make you feel good about our future, where we're headed as a species. He goes, what? Don't you want them? We're dead, aren't we? Like we're doomed. That's our future there. Cody is our future. Like, there's more than one of him out there. Like, he could be in a position of power one day. That's a worry, isn't it? Highly unlikely, but I'm just saying it's stressful. I was really happy with how I behaved. I just didn't say a word. I just walked straight out the store. Then I just drove straight down the ocean and poured 20 litres of oil straight into the ocean. I was like, fuck your future, mate. He has rattled me, though. Cody has rattled me. Every time I'm served by a teenager now, he pops into my head. He's rattled me. I got a boost juiced a couple of days ago. Cody pops into my head. Every time I squeeze into my size 11 Kayanos, fucking... Cody pops into my head, little prick. Now, I don't have a lot of time for teenagers, Newcastle, but I do have a lot of time for the little ones. I've got a lot of time for little kids. Good value. I've got one of my own. He's good times. Okay, you'll like this old school friend of mine. He's got 4 boys under 7. Sucked in. What an idiot, hey? That's funny, isn't it? What are you doing, mate? Anyway, we have a lot of laughs about it in the group chat. It's funny. Behind his back now because he's divorced, but still funny. I was at his house recently, you're like this. He said, can you, we're in his living room, we're just near his kitchen there, and he's like, can you come in tomorrow, Sunday morning, help me look after and watch my son, 7 years old, play soccer, Sunday morning soccer. And I was like, oh, that sounds horrible, doesn't it? And then he goes, leans over to me and goes, just so you know, physically he's not very good. And I leant over to him and went, well, he's mentally fucked now too because he's just there, he heard everything, the poor little guy. I went down there to Sunday morning soccer and I witnessed a disgraceful performance in Newcastle. Not from the kids, that was to be expected. The disgraceful performance I witnessed was from 2 fathers on the opposition team. I thought dickhead fathers at sporting events for kids had been rubbed out. Not at all. It's alive and strong, you'd be happy to know. I get down there, 8 a.m, ridiculous time to do anything, let alone watch kids play soccer poorly, and we're in a huddle of family and friends. Right, on the other side of the oval, the huddle of the opposition team, 2 dads in this huddle, about 45, 50, carrying on like absolute dicks, off their face. Could not believe it, what I was saying. Yelling abuse at their boys, Sebastian and Christopher, 7 years old. Yelling abuse at the ref, he's about 15, doing his best. Just like, referee, blow, penalty, you cockhead. Sebastian, kick the ball for fuck's sake. Christopher, what the fuck are you doing? Just like that. I was just gobsmacked on the other side of the oval. Couldn't believe it. First of all, I felt sorry for little Sebastian and Christopher because I played a lot of sports growing up and my dad never verbally abused me from the sideline. He was much more clever with like hand signals, rocks, yeah. And the loser cupboards once we got home. Anyway, I thought, I'm never come back to Sunday morning soccer again, never come back again. I'm going to go around and say something to these dicks. So I go around the other side of the oval, I pass the canteen, grab a killer python because I like to support the club. And $1.40 now, by the way. World's gone mad, that's ridiculous. I get the killer python and I just smash through the 40 grams of sugar, just pop, 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 all through the colours, just down the gullet, just da, 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 da. And it was too much sugar too early in the morning. I hadn't had breakfast, so I was all razzed up then. I was like, fuck. Oh, fuck, that's too much sugar too quick. I'm all fucking off my head now. And I'm behind these blokes. I thought, if they say something, I'm going to fucking go off my head. I'm just about to explode. And then straight away, one of them was like, referee. And I was like, that's it. I just went, hey, fellas, how about you calm down? The ref's doing his best and so are your boys. And besides, you should know better. I felt like 10 feet tall, killer python just coursing through my veins. Just felt one with the killer python, And then they both turned around. I was like, oh, shit. Didn't think they'd turn around. I thought I'd say, shut up, everybody cheer me off, killer pythons all round. And one of them was like, who are you? I was like, fuck, didn't think they'd ask me a question either. After about 3 seconds, I come up with this, happy with this. I just went, I'm the president of this club, and you should know better. Like that, not bad, off the cuff. And then one of the dickhead dads point to the other dad and goes, but he's the president of this club. I was like, fuck. 10 seconds past this time, I'm sweating. Everybody's staring at me, I'm sweating. I've got to come out with something. In the end, I was still pretty happy with what I said. I just went, well, you better check your emails, mate, because you're gone. That's all right, isn't it? That's how I became the president of the Eastern Junior Football League. That's a busy job. My mate's divorced, but I'm in a serious relationship. Give us a cheer if you're in a serious relationship tonight, Newcastle. Oh, nice. Couples night. Very nice. Yeah, I'm in a serious one at the moment with my wife. That's ticking along all right. No, it's going well. We've been together for 11 years, my wife and I. Married for 4. Now, we are at that point of the relationship, though, and anybody here that's hit the double figures, you know what I'm talking about. You do lose the spice in the bedroom, don't you? Once you hit the double figures, it is a thing, isn't it? Yeah, you lose the spice. I never believed it when I was a kid, and my auntie used to tell me that, but... You do, yeah. You do. We're using the role play at the moment. We do a role play in the bedroom, my wife and I. Anybody else doing the role play? Give us a cheer. No, all right, no worries. All right, fine. No, we're doing role play. Like sometimes I'll get her to dress up as a famous Australian sporting hero. Thanks, gets me going. Sometimes she'll get me to play the role of a man who moves into a motel for a month. Yeah. It's just weird. Makes her horny. She's like, I'm super horny. I was like, well, I can't do anything. I'm at the motel. Do you want me to come back there? She's like, nah, stay there. I was like, fuck, that's weird. What's that noise in the background? What's really hard to witness at this point in my life is young love. I don't know where you are with young love and when you see it, how it makes you feel, but I vomit on the street. When I see young, fresh couples in love, it just makes me spew on the street. I can't handle it at the moment. I was in a cafe not too long ago. I'm watching some KO minis, catching up on some sport on my phone, having a cup of tea. Nice little moment on my own in a cafe. Couple sits next to me, they're like 19, 20, in each other's face, just like kissing, then rubbing their noses together, just all up in each other's grill. And I'm like, oh, fuck off, like that, under my breath. And they kept going, and I thought I said it in my head, but out loud I just went, oh, fuck off. Would you like that? And they both shot me a look. And I was like, oh, fuck off, look at that result on my KO. Even worse than these two, got a couple moved in next door. This is a bit of a nightmare. This couple, I reckon they're about 22, deeply in love. I'm vomiting on the street. But what is bad about it all, even worse, is we're in a duplex. So we're sharing a wall with these kids. And our bedrooms match up. Great. So I can hear 22-year-old foreplay through my wall. That's all I need at this point in my life. So sometimes they're doing classic foreplay, like the guy's like, oh, I'm going to give it to you. And she's like, oh, you better give it to me. Just that classic foreplay. Sometimes it sounds quite muffled as well, which is hard to wank to, but like most of the time... Most of the time, though, it's easy because I got a big glass up there listening to every word. But that's hard too because we're trying to film it. I'm trying to wank and hold the glass. I haven't got enough hands. My wife won't hold the camera anymore. She's selfish. Selfish. Geez, I got horny the other day though, Newcastle. I got the glass up. I'm like, shush, 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 everybody, listen. Turn the TV down, what's going on? And the lady was like, I'm going to plug it in, you better get ready. The bloke was like, you better plug it in. I was like, fuck, what are they plugging in? And then there was a bit of a smashing sound on their side, a bit of commotion. And then the lady was like, what the fuck, who are you? Get out of our house, what do you think you're doing breaking in? And the guy was like, yeah, bro, what the fuck? Who do you think you are just breaking into our house, mate? Get out. Hey, put the gun down, mate, put it down. Then it was like, yeah. I just looked at my wife and said, they are doing some kinky shit next door. She just sort of nodded her head. Yeah. It's quite hard for her to talk when she's dressed like Mackay Diva the horse. But, she sort of stomps her answers now. She's dressed up, just 2 for yes and 1 for no, and then off she goes down. I sort of chase after her with a whip. 3 cups in a row, good horse. My wife and I, we had a horrible situation last year, come into our lives about 12 months ago, almost to the day. We got broken into where we live in Melbourne, which sucks. Give us a cheer if you've been broken into before. Yeah, oh, okay, good stuff. Give us a cheer if you've broken into someone's house before. No, all right, we're going to catch someone one day. We got home from about 4 days away, come inside, the house has been ransacked, not in a good way, it was trashed. Tell you one thing about robbers, they do not put things back where they found them. They are messy little fucks. But tell you what, your heart's pumping out of your chest. When you come inside and you realise they've gone through the house, my first thought was, fuck, are they still in the house? That's the thing that pops into your head. So I quickly obviously grabbed my wife and child and just got them to check every room before me. Just put a little bike helmet on my son. I said, go in every room, mate. See if there's anyone you don't recognise. Let Dad know. Once he gave us the all clear, we then had the horrible job of going through and realised what was gone. And my wife and I, we sort of had a chuckle because we're not really possessions people. Apart from a decent-sized TV and a nice array of Australian sporting hero costumes, we don't have a lot of stuff that's worth stealing. We sort of worked out that the big 3 things that went missing was about 500 cash, which is not ideal. My laptop, which is horrible, all my work on there. But the big one was my wife's engagement ring. Went out the door. Newcastle, yeah, that's heartbreaking for everyone. Why she didn't have it on, I don't know. You'll have to ask her because I'm too afraid to. But It wasn't ideal. A few people here tonight said yes to being broken into. Give us that cheer again. Who has been broken into? Yeah, this gentleman, is that the mayor? Is that the fellow? Yes. Yo, was it similar to my one, a ransacking, mate?
No, it's just someone crashed my car and I didn't realise the left door didn't lock anymore. Someone popped it open and I just took everything inside.
So your car got stolen?
No, they broke
into your
my
car.
Took all of the things in the car.
In the car?
But left the car.
Left the car, okay, no worries. Has anybody's house been broken into? Thank you, though, Mayor, of the back. So, sorry to hear about your car getting broken into. Anybody who has their house broken into, give us a cheer. Anybody? No? Okay, no worries. Well, we had a horrible situation. We got the cops involved. Now, I don't like to bag the cops. They've got a tough gig. We had 2 officers come over, though, and I've seen teens at Foot Locker with more enthusiasm for their job. It was a nightmare. Like, I'm up and about. You know, I said my adrenaline was through the roof. I've seen detective shows. I've seen them all on telly. I've seen Dick Van Dyke, Diagnosis Murder. I've seen Blue Heelers. I know what to do at a crime scene, you know. I'm looking for clues. I'm dusting for prints. I started smoking and drinking heavily. Like, I became a detective for that hour before they got there. And then they get there, they're all blasé about it. Younger officer, he couldn't care less. Older officer, he was a bit of a smart ass. Younger officer, he said, see those prints, mate? Look, see the marks on the window? That's a glove mark, mate. We're not going to find who did this. So don't worry about it. No prints. I was like, you can't say that 5 minutes in. Very deflating to hear, thanks very much. Like, really took the dick out of my Van Dyke. And then... Then the older officer, he's a bit of a smart ass. We get to the point where you sort of list what was taken and they put a price next to it and then they give you an insurance number, basically. I think that's all they came around for. We get to the price of the ring and he's like, how much was the ring, mate? I was like, oh, it was $600 ring. He's like, oh, does your wife know that? I said, she didn't. She does now, you asshole. Everybody's freaking out about their ring. Rightly so. I was pretty upset about it too. But I personally, Newcastle, could not stop thinking about my laptop going missing. Because in the weeks leading up, I was looking up some crook shit. Yeah. I had photos on my desktop I didn't want anyone to see, let alone a couple of robbers. I don't even want my wife to see that. I don't know how you go with laptop lendage. If I give my wife my laptop, I'm never more than 2 metres away, the whole time just looking over her shoulder, trying to delete the history of my mind. I didn't want him to look. Look, I just want to point out, I wasn't looking up real crook shit. Like, I'm not going to get arrested at 4 a.m. I was just looking up stuff for comedy to try and get a laugh, okay? So I had some photos on my desktop I didn't want anyone to see. The photos were of prehensile dicks. Give us a cheer if you know what a prehensile dick is. That's why I was looking it up, Newcastle. Thank you. So, look, there's about 7 animals, a couple of mammals in the world with prehensile dicks, and this is mainly in the animal world. But the best way to describe them, like a tapir is probably the best one to look up after the show tonight, which I know you will. So a human dick, you know what a human dick does at this point in your life, don't you? If you don't, I'm going to tell you, just go straight up and down. That's all it can do. Yes, a human dick can do a helicopter, can't it? But that's the hips doing the work, isn't it? That's not the dick doing the work. That's all in the hips, isn't it? So a prehensile dick... and as I say, tapir is the best one to look up, is a dick that can swivel 360. Yeah, see why I was looking it up? It's a swivel dick, 360 dick. So a tapir dick can pick an apple up and feed itself with it, scratch itself with it. Yeah. I'm getting some weird looks, but I guarantee you're looking that up when you get home tonight, Newcastle. In bed, you'll be looking it up, I guarantee it. When you think of it, we're lucky we dodged a bullet there. We're lucky like human bed didn't get swivel dicks, aren't we, though? Like, when you think about it. Like, the world's pretty fucked up, as it is, with our straight up and down dicks. Like, the place would be burning down, wouldn't it, if we had swivel dicks? Like this microphone wouldn't be in my hands for starters, would it? Like, it'd be chaos. Imagine the traffic accidents happening out there from blokes trying to steer their car with their dick, just like, oh, I can change the gears as well, check it out. Roads and traffic running ads, save a life today. Put your swivel dick away. About a week after the break-in, We hadn't heard much from the police, but then we got a call out of nowhere from a guy called Detective Spencer from the local area command. Now, I bagged the first 2 officers that came out, but this guy, he was a real deal. He was a classic Melbourne detective, had that real deep detective voice. One of those Melbourne old boys that says here instead of here. You know those old boys? It's Detective Spencer here. I was like, fuck, we're going to solve this crime. This is the man. This is the man I want on the job. He'd been through like the underbelly stuff. He was 65. He was on his way to retirement, was easing through the crime scene unit as he went into retirement. I thought, we're going to solve this. And he sort of called me up. He's like, Daniel, just first of all, appears to be a discrepancy on the paperwork, mate. Looks like there's a 0 left off the price of the ring, mate. Can we just... I was like, it's fucking $600, mate, right? And he said, look, I've looked at the photos, looked at the crime scene. I said, who do you think did it? And he goes, look, from what I could see, what's happened in your area, this would have been 1 or 2 teenagers. And I was like, fucking teenagers? He's like, no. And he explained this to me, and I didn't know this previously, but he said, what's happening in gangs in Melbourne at the moment, they're getting young gang members to go into the house to steal all the goods because there's no fingerprints on file, less repercussions in the judicial system, all that stuff. So they're sending him in, and he goes, so I do feel sorry for those kids being sent to do that. And I was like, I don't. I said, if they're outsourcing to teens, the gangs, how about when we catch who it was, I'll outsource to 2 other teens to beat those teens up. He didn't find it as funny as you did. That one person, he sort of reacted how the rest of you reacted, quite shocked. And then he asked me something that sent shivers down my spine, Newcastle. I'd never been asked this before. It's quite shocking to be asked. But he said, look, Daniel, is there anyone in your life you would think would want to hurt you, harm your family, steal from you, break in and do this crime? And I was like, fuck, that's like a pretty full-on question. Like, I guess, like, a couple of bookstore owners, I guess, but nothing that really springs to mind. I know at this point of the show, a lot of people think about Cody at Foot Locker at this point of the show. He's not pulling this off, though. He's not pulling off a heist. Like, breathing was his main priority. Like, he's a bit of a battler, old Cody. But then I did have to tell Detective Spencer this. I'd actually had a run-in with someone, pretty much a notorious drug kingpin, after a gig in Melbourne one night. About 3 months before the break-in, I told Detective Spencer this. I was finishing a gig one night at a place called the Comics Lounge in North Melbourne, and about 500 people were leaving, and I was handing out fridge magnets to everyone as they left because I was quite desperate at the time. And it's got all my details on there, my face, OnlyFans, all that sort of stuff. So I'm like dishing them out, and I see on the stairs this notorious drug kingpin. I've seen him on the Current Affair a bunch of times. He's got like 20 gang members with him. And I've stopped and I thought, well, fuck, I've got to give him a magnet. They've seen me give them out to everyone else. Like, they're going to be offended, aren't they? They don't get one. They've got fridges too at the end of the day, don't they? Well, chest freezers, but like he gets down to me and I hand him the fridge magnet, the guy, and he takes it and he's like, fridge magnets, fuck you, bro. Puts it in his pocket, gives me like a handshake cuddle. I think I'm in the gang now. Then he pulls away and then he's like, bro, come for a drink. We're going across the road. We're going to have a drink with the boys. I said, I can't. I did have an early start the next day. He called me a soft cock and then they all walked across the road. Yeah. Detective Spencer didn't think that had anything to do with the break-in. How's this for spooky, though? Probably about a month after that, I'm watching 9 News First, like TV, afternoon news, breaking. Gang member, bikie guy, shot in his car outside a gym in Melbourne. Face comes up, it's my mate. He's been shot. I couldn't believe it. Shocking. He survived, you'd be happy to know. He got 3 through the leg, through the door of his car, 1 in the chest. The cops said the chest shot would have killed him if he didn't have a fridge magnet in his top pocket. We had a nice distraction after everything had happened. We had my son's birthday party. That was a nice distraction, taking our mind off everything, the break-in. My son had his 4th birthday party. It was pretty exciting. He wanted nothing more than to have Batman come to the party. I was like, fuck yeah, mate, I'll get you Batman. That'd be cool. We'll get him around, show him the crime scene. To look after you kids, entertainment. So as I was left in charge to find the Batman in our area, and I put the feelers out. I got a hit from a guy called Jason. Jason, I don't know if you've tried to book a kids party entertainer before, but this caught me off guard. He goes, yeah, I'll come around for an hour. I got the Batmobile, full suit. I'll come around for $3,000. Holy Toledo, Batman. It costs that much? I was like, fucking hell, mate. That's 5 engagement rings, mate. You're off your face, Jason. I just wrote back, mate, we've already been robbed this week, mate. Don't worry about it, chasing Batman. Then I kept looking and I found a guy within our budget. There's a guy called Brian. He's like, yeah, I'll come around for 400 cash for an hour. I was like, fucking now we're talking. So there is a Batman out there for every budget, should you ever be looking. So I get on the phone. I thought, I'll call him up, sort out the finer details. I ring him up. I was like, g'day, Brian. Yeah, I just spoke to you on the phone. Just Daniel here, sorting out my son's 4th birthday party. His first words, do you want to see my working with children's check? Yes, actually. Yes, I do now, Brian. Actually, I didn't before, but I wouldn't mind seeing it now, mate. Just out of interest, yeah, just send it through. If you don't know what it is, it's like a licence. It looks like he's photocopied it, sent it through, PDF. I've opened it up. Clearly, some of the numbers have been fucked with. At the end, I was like, thank God he sent that through. And I can hide it from my wife, because $400 is a very good deal, isn't it? Like, it's pretty good. Like, it's a small backyard. I'll watch him. It's fine. It's only 5 or 6 kids. It'll be fine. Nowhere to go. So I say to him, mate, pull your little Batmobile up out the front. I'll get the kids on the front landing and they'll lose their mind. He goes, I drive a Honda CR-V. I was like, oh, fuck, just walk through the side gate, mate. That's fine. He comes through the side gate, credit where credit's due. He looked fantastic. He looked really good. Yes, he was a bit older and shorter than the $3,000 Batman, but he depreciated gracefully. He looked really good. He came through, and when the kids saw him, you know when little kids lose their mind, they just grip whatever's in their hand and they just fucking, the little cheek shake, the little veins pop out of their forehead, neck, they're just like, ah, they just lose it. It was that pure excitement. So he came through the gate, all the parents were like, it's Batman. All the kids were like, ah. All the guinea pigs they were holding were sort of like, not in a good way. $200 for a guinea pig handler, by the way. $600 if they all die. About 40 minutes in, I'm loving Brian the Batman. He was actually really good. Obviously, I was watching him like a hawk, and he did the Batman voice, he did all the fun stuff. The kids were loving it. About 20 minutes to go, they want to have a running race, you know. And up until this point, I'm bumping mates going, this is the best $400 I've ever spent. This guy is awesome, loving it. I jinx myself. I have this running race. I line them up, 6 kids. Brian the Batman, I say ready, set, go, pretend to fire a starter's pistol. He takes 4 steps, bang, grabs the back of his leg, down in a screaming heap. Brian, remember, he's fully kitted up as Batman, fully dressed as Batman, so he's got the mask on. I see pure fear in his eyes. It's not what you want to see from Batman, is it? Just that. Normally that's it, Batman, isn't it? Like that. Comes up to me, he's all puffy. He's like, Daniel, mate, I heard a pop, mate. I heard a pop. I think I should go. I said, you've got about 20 minutes to go, Brian, to be honest. Like, fair's fair. Look, I said, let's sit you down. We'll get some photos with the kids. No lap shots, obviously, and we'll just sort of sit you down. They can stand beside you. A few mums standing behind. We got some family photos. It was great. Everybody loved it. Then, time to go. I pay him his cash. We witnessed the saddest Batman scene you'll ever lay eyes on. If you see this on the film, like in a Batman film, franchise is over. Gotham has fallen. 2 of my mates, one either side of Brian the Batman, him, arm around, footy player, coming off the field, out to his Honda CR-V, dragging his leg, in pain. Kids, just a stream of kids, in tears, just beside himself. What happened to Batman? Neighbours coming out like, what the fuck's happened to Batman? What's going on? Then trying to get him in his Honda CR-V, like trying to get his leg bent enough to get him in with his stupid fucking boots on. And then his cape got stuck in the door, and then his ears. I was like, get your fucking ears under the thing, Brian. Just tuck your neck in a bit. Your ears won't. So fucking get in here, mate. And my son in tears, absolutely just losing it. I was like, what happened to Batman, Daddy? I had to tell him, you have to be honest in those occasions. I just went, look, Batman did a hammy, all right, mate. That's all there is. Wasn't hard to cheer him up. I was like, come on, let's get inside, pick up those dead guinea pigs, mate. That'll give you something to do. You would think that's rock bottom, wouldn't you, for a kid's party? Batman doing a hammy. It got worse, Newcastle, I'm afraid to say, before it got better, because we had a portion of the day when we got to the pass the parcel section of the day at the party. Now, I don't know if you played pass the parcel in the last little while, but it is not what we remember from our childhood. If you don't remember pass the parcel, great game where a parcel goes around a circle of kids, music stops, kid with the parcel takes a layer off. Remember when we were kids, there was a chance you took your layer off, no prize. Remember that? Today, there is a prize in every layer. World's gone mad, hasn't it? Remember that? When you were a kid, you took your layer off, no prize. You'd have to sit there amongst your family and friends. They got whiz fizz and lollipops. You had to mentally deal with that, didn't you? You just had to... This is the fucking worst day of my life. Wouldn't you? That would benefit you later in life because you wouldn't become a needy, whingy little fuck. But now, we've got needy, whingy little fucks everywhere because there's prize in every layer. I said to my wife, I'll sort out the pass the parcel when we set it up. She's like, can you do a prize in every layer, please? I was like, no. She goes, every second layer? I was like, no. We're going 80s and 90s tonight. We're going to go 80s and 90s every third layer. So I set it all up, music starts, kids cried the whole time. They just cried. I had to turn the music up to drown them out. I was like, shut up. Turn Mumbo number 5 up. We're going to learn a valuable lesson today. Then my son, he carried on. You rig it, don't you? You rig past the parcel so the birthday boy gets the major prize. That's how it's always worked. So you stop the music because the last prize is always the biggest, best prize. I rigged it. I stopped it. He opens it up. He's in tears. I said, mate, there's a very nice pair of Kayanos. Like you'll grow into those, mate. We had a good night that night, actually. That's one good thing about a kids' party. You can tie one on, can't you? You can go for it. We had a few mates come over. All the kids went home. One slept over, but then we had a proper night, you know. I had about 6 mates there in the backyard. The mums went inside for a cheese board and some wine. And I thought, let's have a good night. I thought, let's go to 11 o'clock and then call it a night. We went till 6 o'clock the next morning. I hadn't done that for ages. It was so much fun. But I did notice something, and you check this out next time you're in like close proximity with some mates getting drunk. I'd never noticed it before, but we're in this small backyard. You watch, the drunker a human gets as the night goes on, the further back we go on the evolutionary scale. You ever noticed that before? You check it out. You know that scale that suggests we came from monkeys? You check it out. Like 4 or 5 drinks in, you're Homo sapien. That's what we are now. You're just a bit tipsy, Homo sapien. You're just not doing anything weird, maybe looking at some animal dicks on your phone. Like nothing's gone too weird yet. 9, 10 drinks in though, you're a Neanderthal now, aren't you? You go into that Neanderthal phase, your brow starts to furrow a bit. You start grunting your answers more than you were earlier, a bit more grumpy. Fire is amazing all of a sudden. I'm like, fuck it, let's have a bonfire. Throw some shit on the fire, that'll be great. 14, 15 drinks in, you're a chimp now, aren't you? You're just a full chimp, you're squealing your answers, the fire's out of control. You should go to bed, you start throwing your own shit at each other like it's bad. Your wife has to come out and put a nappy on you. Should go to bed. 19, 20 drinks in, you're a tetrapod now, aren't you? You're a tetrapod. You're that first sort of half lizard, half fish thing that crawled up onto the bank millions of years ago, and the bank is your bedroom floor. You're just sort of like a fish out of water, just trying to get a breath, just sort of, if I can just fall asleep, I'll be right. Then you wake up the next day, still a tetrapod. It reverses the other, doesn't it? Reverses back the other way. You wake up as a tetrapod, you're like so dry, like licking the air for some moisture. Why am I so dry? Someone put some water on my tongue, for fuck's sake. Then you get your water, then you become a chimp again. You can rip someone's face off for a cheeseburger. Get the cheeseburger, then in the mid-morning you're sort of bumping around the house grumpy, you're a Neanderthal again. And then by late afternoon you're at a farmer's market with your wife. Back to full Homo sapien. Don't remember saying yes to going to the market, but you don't argue about it at this point. And then you have a hot dog and a coffee at the market and you think you're lucky stars you left the nappy on from the night before, because it's not ideal, is it? About a month after the break-in, I was pretty much sure that we're not going to hear anything more about it, you know, to be honest. I didn't think I was ever going to hear from Detective Spencer again. I was at the park with my son, and I get a call out of the blue from Detective Spencer. He's like, "G'day, Daniel." I was like, "Hey, mate, what's happening?" He goes, "I've got some good and some bad news." I was like, "Fuck, all right, what's the good news?" He goes, "Last night, mate, we raided a house in your area. We found the motherlode, mate. We believe this is the house, and we arrested 3 people, 2 teenagers, 1 adult, and we think this is the people who've been breaking into all the houses in your area." I was like, "That's fantastic. Great stuff. What's the bad news?" He goes, "Look, a lot of the items we found were expensive items, mate. So we think a lot of the cheaper stuff, your stuff, has gone down to cash converters in Paran, on Chapel Street." I was like, "All right, so you think the ring, the laptop will be there?" He's like, "Yep, pretty sure. Pretty sure it's all down there." I was like, "Well, that's a win. I'm happy with that. I'll go down there and I'll save the day. My wife's been beside herself about that ring. I've been secretly beside myself about the laptop. I'll get down there, I'll save the day." I said to my wife, "You stay here." She had to get ready for something anyway. "I'll go down and I'll find this ring and laptop." I get down there, cash converters. I walk in, off Chapel Street. There's a guy behind the counter. I was like, "G'day, mate. I'm all up and about. I'm excited." I said, "I'm just here to pick up my wife's stolen engagement ring." He goes, "We do not have any stolen items here at Chapel Street cash converters." I was like, "Oh, Detective Spencer sent me down?" He goes, "Oh, fuck, come through here, all right, mate." Out the back, he's got 2 trestle tables full of shit that's been handed in. It's got DVD players, which I thought was hilarious this day. I don't know who's stealing DVD players and hocking them off. Some laptops, mine not there, unfortunately. They're obviously enjoying the photos. And then 1 whole table of jewellery. And it's all just, you can imagine, they're stealing it, so they're panicking. They're just putting it all into bags. And it's all just been tipped out on this table as a mess. Every sort of jewellery you can imagine. Brooches, watches, bracelets, necklace, everything. Rings all intertwined. So I thought, what I'll do, I'll just untangle all the rings and line them up, and then just see if my wife's there. So I find about 60, 65 rings, line them up, get the phone out, looking at that. I knew what it looked like, but I just had it there for, confirmation. I flick through the rings, go through once, twice. I say to the guy, is this it, mate? Is this all the rings? I don't think ours is here. He's like, nah, that's it. I go again. I'm there for like 45 minutes. I don't find the ring. I'm like, fantastic, great. Now I've got to go home and tell my wife and break her heart all over again. She thinks I was coming here to find it. I've got to go back and do it again. And she's been upset. I was like, fucking great. So I get home, she bursts out of the front door. She's like, did you get it? Did you get it? I was like, I didn't get it. It was fucking heartbreaking. I just had to watch her sink down again and see that horrible scene. Yeah, she just sort of stood back and just sort of ripped the blonde wig off her head and just sort of chucked it on the ground and then sort of wiped the zinc off her nose and... sort of just pegged the cricket ball down the hallway and flicked the cigarette into the backyard. Took the baked beans off the boil. It was sad, you know. As I stand before you tonight, Newcastle. 12 months ago that was, almost to the day. Unsolved, that crime. Unsolved. Never got to the bottom of it. Probably doesn't surprise you though. Here's a little fact for you to go off into the night. How's this? 85% of break-ins in Australia go unsolved. That's good to know, isn't it, as we go off? So we're better off being thieves at this point. You're better off. Like there's, 90 of us here tonight. How about after, let's go, do you want to go roll some houses after this? I'm serious. Let's go down to like Merriweather Beach or something, roll a couple of mansions. Is that 90, what's that, 15%? Like 13 and a half of us will get caught or something like that. I think you're in trouble with your cast. I might have to sacrifice you. But anyway, I'm serious. I'll see you in the foyer afterwards if you want to come and do it. I think this show makes a lot of people think about break-ins and whether, you know, their house is secure. So here's a little tip I got on how to avoid being broken into. Just a cheap tip, because everybody tells you to get cameras, but they're expensive. Dog bowls, really good tip. Get a dog bowl, even if you don't own a dog, put it at the front and back of your house with a lead. Robbers don't like that because, you know, they don't want to be bitten, plus the noise of a barking dog, they don't like it. So dog bowls, great tip. Well, do what I did. I got 16 dog bowls. I just got the whole circumference of my house. Fuck them, like dog bowls and leads all the way around. They're going to roll their ankle at least, aren't they? I already have twice, but look, it was a pretty upsetting experience, the whole break-in and everything. For probably a month afterwards, we couldn't both sleep, and then I sort of got my sleep back, and my wife still was struggling probably 4 or 5 months after, just because people, it's not so much the things go missing, obviously the ring was heartbreaking, but people in your house, that's the weird thing, like going through your shit, they know all your stuff. It's just a weird feeling. So my wife really struggled to sleep afterwards. So I thought, what I'll do something nice for her. You know, I'll do something nice. We'll, you know, go on a little getaway just to take her mind off it. So I took her on a bushwalk let me finish. She had a few ladies like, not just me and her in the bush, like let me finish. It was like a glamping sort of 4 or 5 nights away. We got a babysitter and I took her onto this like glamping sort of camping weekend with bushwalks included, about 2 hours out of Melbourne. Place called Ball Ball National Park. Beautiful part of the world. We had a really nice time. It was us, 3 other couples, and a guy called Malcolm. Now, Malcolm, classic old bushy guy, like about 75, like definitely seen some shit. Old Malcolm, like nice on the outside, but definitely had killed something at some point. You know those old bushy boys, like the old bushy fellas, like definitely bought some lime from Bunnings at one point or another. You know those old boys you wouldn't take to Tokyo Teppanyaki for a feed because you're afraid what they're going to say to the staff? Like those old... Yeah. Old bushy sort of character. Like he used the word poofteenth at one point to describe a measurement. Poofteenth. I haven't heard that for a long time. Poofteenth. That's an old measurement, isn't it? I was like, how big's a poofteenth, just out of interest, Malcolm? He goes, didn't skip a beat, he goes, half a bee's dick. I was like, how big's half a bee's dick? He said this, never heard this before. He goes, half a moth's minge. You heard that before? That's pretty fucked, isn't it? I said, I think we'll start the bushwalk now, thanks, Malcolm. Then one of the other dads in the groups was like, oh, how big's a moth's minge, Malcolm? I was like, don't encourage him, for God's sakes. It's half a cicada's arsehole. Gets worse. Anyway, look, we had a nice time. It really took my wife's mind off the break-in. We had a nice time out there in the bush. We saw so much wildlife. It was an awesome time. We saw heaps of kangaroos during the day. We saw like 20, 30 wombats on the night walks. We saw snakes during the day. But here's the thing we saw that really caught my eye in Newcastle. We saw one day 6 echidnas. That's a lot of echidnas, I'm sure you'll agree, to see on a bushwalk. Here's the weird thing, they were all in single file line walking through the Australian bush. I said, well, what's going on here? The world's ending. What's going on here, Malcolm? And he goes, that's a love train. So, can you just be a guide for 5 minutes, mate? Just stop being a sicko. We get it, you're a sicko, mate. And he goes, no, that's a love train. That's what they are. The one at the front, that's a female, that's Alice. She's been tagged. She's lived in this area for a long time. Alice, we love Alice. The 5 behind her, they're males. And the 5 will follow her for 6 weeks until the last one standing gets to mate with her. I looked it up, 100% true. He said the whole routine's just like the TV show The Bachelor. He said, I don't think you've seen The Bachelor, Malcolm. I remember an episode where a lady goes in the bush for 6 weeks and 5 blokes follow around without saying a word. I reckon we would have heard about that episode, mate. Gets worse. He said the winning male will dig a pit behind the female, get into the pit, then stick his 4-pronged penis up inside. Four-pronged penis. My Google history is going to be fucked again. There's some more homework for you tonight. A taper your dick and a fucking 4-pronged echidna dick. By the way, what Bachelor are you watching as well, Malcolm? Like four dicks. I don't know who's on there with 4 dicks. Just by a little yell. Like, who here has heard of an echidna mating train, by the way? Give us a cheer. No. What the fuck's going on there? That's a real thing, been happening in the Australian bush forever. I've toured this show all over the country. It's always 1, maybe 2 people max. I reckon 20 people collectively all year know what that is. Something's going on. Why aren't we taught this in school? Right? It's been happening in the Australian bush forever. I feel like the government's covering this up. Something's up, right? We should know about this because it doesn't sit well with me that the animal on our 5-cent piece is a sex pest. Like, that's very frustrating. Something to think about. Something to think about, Newcastle. Hey, good on you for coming out, Newcastle. Almost time to wrap it up for the evening. I've just got one more quick little thing to tell you before I let you go. But you enjoy the rest of your night. All the best with your hand there. Hope it all comes good. Yeah. Did you kill the currawong after it happened, or...? No, it survived. It should have. Oh, all right, no worries. You don't treat your people like that, do you, that you work with? They're already dead. Okay. So you do that. Good to know. Guys, before I let you go, I just want to say, look, we're not giving up on the ring. That's why, I thought I'd tour this show around the country this year and just try and get people to help me find this ring. Because when it all happened, the police told us it could show up on Gumtree, Marketplace, one of those websites, someone trying to hock it off. So I thought what I'll tour the show around, show the image of the ring, so you leave tonight with that planted in your head. You know, and you see that out there, get in touch with me and we can solve it together. If you need to get in touch, there's some magnets, free fridge magnets on the way out. Grab one of those, got all my details on there. People think I'm joking. There's actual magnets out there, all right? So please take one between 2. Obviously, I'm not made of money, but take one of those. So what I'll do, I'll just show the image of the ring, and then you can go off into the night, all right? So just a standard engagement ring, nothing too weird about it. But if you see it out there, Newcastle, it'll be much appreciated. So just so it's not the one at the front, it's the one at the back. So if you see that out there, Newcastle, that one there. So if you see that out there, please get in touch, Newcastle. But apart from that, hey, thanks very much for coming out. Enjoy the rest of the night. I've been Daniel Connell. Take it easy.